It's a beautiful day to do some digs. Well, not like 5 minutes ago. It was kind of raining. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. We have my Mark V Supra in front of me, and right behind the Mark V Supra, we have brand new beadlocks from NOW Motorsport. Now, if you know anything about my plan with this car, my plan is to go big turbo, port injection, and make a ton of power with this car. However, before we even do that, I want to have some wheels that get better traction because this car likes to spin out even when it's just stage 2. So what's nice about these beadlocks is we can lower down the PSI and still not have the tires debead because of the locking ring that goes on the bead in the back. Which means today is not only going to be a wheel putting on day, it's also a testing day. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go out, we're gonna take this car with the stock wheels, and currently I do have some winter tires on the back. We're gonna go see how well this thing grips currently, come back home, put these on, lower the PSI, and run it back. Then we're also gonna take this car around a lake to see how this car handles with beadlocks. Now what we did is we went an 18-inch rear and an 18-inch front. Obviously the front we don't need beadlocks because the car is not all-wheel drive. So let's go ahead, get a start up, and take this car out to Mexico and see what this car can do with those weak-looking wheels. This car is going to be so fast when it's all said and done. Now, you might be saying, why are you putting on beadlocks when the car doesn't make that much power? Believe me, I agree with you. I don't really think a car should have beadlocks on it unless it makes over 500 wheel horsepower. However, I already have the port injection here. The car makes 491 wheel horsepower, which means the minute we put port injection into this car, it's going to make upwards of 550 wheel horsepower. And then an additional 150 horsepower to the wheels when we do a turbo kit. Now, the reason I'm not doing the port injection first is because I may have chosen the wrong oil when I did an oil change on this car last time around. Currently the car has OW20, which is the OEM spec oil for this car. And when you have a lighter weight oil and you start pushing power into a car, the oil will get hotter faster, which means that if we ever track this car or do a lot of stuff that requires a lot of power on and on and on, the oil will get really hot, and that's not good for the motor. Now, today we're not gonna really put this car to crazy lengths, which is why I'm okay launching this car and everything. But when we do go port injection, it's gonna make an extra 70 wheel horsepower or 60 wheel horsepower. So I'd like to do all those street hits and beating on the car with the correct oil. So I have 5W40 on the way and a new filter, so we're gonna change the oil before we do that. However, this car still breaks them with the power it makes now, so this should be a pretty good comparison, as long as it doesn't continue to snow or rain where whatever this is. Also, if you haven't noticed by now, I added on this diffuser piece from NOW Motorsport. It honestly makes the back end look really good. Now, I just said the car made 491 wheel horsepower. Technically, that is not true right now because that's on E40. Currently, the car is on pump gas, so we're making probably 440 wheel horsepower right now, 430. So this car isn't at its full potential, but it has enough potential to spin out when we launch it. And if these beadlocks can solve that, we're about to experience a whole new kind of launch with this car. Also, forget even the performance aspect, they're also gonna look pretty cool. And if you haven't already noticed, the new wheels are G80 style. So we're kind of playing into this car being a BMW just a little bit more than we were before. All right, starting to rain. Let's see what this car can do. So I'm gonna warm up the tires a little, and then I'm gonna go. Traction control all the way up. I don't launch this car often because it's useless. We're not going into launch control. Oh wait, I know why. I think it's broken. That launch is weird.
It was weird. It was slow. It like didn't grab or anything.
All right, so we're gonna go through a series of tests since launch control isn't working. I'm first going to keep everything fully off. So traction control all the way off, VSC off. We're gonna do a pull from 0, and I'm probably gonna burn them. And then we'll get back in the car and drive back to the house, still in Mexico, and I'll do a pull in 2nd and see if it peels, 3rd, and just keep going through the gears until we find a gear that keeps traction, and then we'll do the same with the other tires and wheels. I think it's the most accurate way to tell how well we can grip with the new setup. So, enough yapping, let's do this. Spinning isn't winning, but definitely sounded good. All right, so this is 2nd gear. Lost it. Lost it in 2nd, but I definitely think we'll have traction in 3rd. Yep. No slippage whatsoever. So, 2nd gear. If we can grip in 2nd gear at the minimum with the new setup, point proven, beadlocks are good. Even though that point has already been proven by so many other people, but I guess I want to prove it myself. All right, take one final look with these wheels on, because if everything goes good, this will be the last time you see these wheels on this car until next winter. Moment of truth on if I chose the right offset and tire size. Oh yeah, those fit good. Car's not on the ground yet though. All right, time to throw on the rear. You ready to see what this looks like? Now the one fear is that the car is too low and that we have to raise it, but I don't know. We might be okay. All right, moment of truth. Those fit so freaking good. Oh my gosh. Holy. We still might have to raise it when we lose traction. I don't know if it'll rub or not, but dang. That looks spicy. Oh my gosh. I need to figure out though, my studs are rusting. They're painted underneath. I don't know what to do to get that off. It's just surface rust, but it's so weird. Every stud conversion kit I get always rust, even on the M4. So if you know how to make these look clean again, let me know. But the front, the fitment is not as great. It's not as spicy, but as you can see, the car does almost have a rake. And that is because we're running a 35 sidewall in the front and a 40 in the back. So we might want to raise the front, we might want to lower the front, or just leave it how it is, because it does still look pretty good. You guys let me know, but I think it's spicy enough for today. All right, now, like I showed you in the other clip of this, with this gap here, and I do have 3 options. I think I already mentioned one to you. Now, the obvious one would be go up a wheel size. So instead of running an 18 in the front, run a 19 in the front in this style. The other option would be to do a 40 sidewall. So the rear is a 40, the front's a 35. So if we go a 40 sidewall, the tire's gonna be bigger, which means they'll fill in this gap. And the third option is what I'm about to show you. We run the old wheels in the front, beadlocks in the rear. It looks all right, but the finish is definitely different. OEM wheels have more of a satin finish, while these ones I optioned for a high gloss. So I don't know. I think a 40 sidewall honestly could fix it. So I don't know, you guys tell me. This does look really good, but I definitely think we need to fill that gap somehow. Going up a sidewall size would be the cheapest option for sure. So you guys let me know down in the comments, but oh, those beadlocks look sweet. Once we get everything swapped, which means this one last wheel, and get them all torqued, we're gonna call Remy, who is experienced in drag racing, and ask him what PSI we should go down to. That's safe with even beadlocks. All right, well now the suspension has settled, and honestly, I think we may have nailed it. I was overthinking it. That fitment looks pretty freaking good. And I mean, we're gonna have a meaty tire in the back anyway, so we might as well show off the difference by having the 35 and a 40. Now I've heard from the racers, I hit up Remy and Parker. Remy said send it, go to 13. Parker said go to 20. So we're gonna meet them in the middle and go down to around 16 PSI. So that might be too low. I do have a little filler upper thing just in case. Let's see what happens. You know, actually, Parker might be right. Let's go 20. It's already looking pretty flat. All right, both sides are at 20. Let's do some hits. Look at how the tire's bulging. Yeah. This is gonna be a good time. All right, already got the TPMS light. In most cases, that's a bad thing. In our case, it's a good thing. All right, we're in an undisclosed location in Mexico. Let's do some hits and see how well she hooks. How sick did that look?
Let's go.
Well, she definitely did hook. Not as great as I was imagining, but it is currently like 36 degrees out. But Remy said we could lower these more than what we did. So we're gonna go down to their 5 PSI and see what happens. 15 PSI. Let's see how this goes. I'm gonna do it one more time, but I'm actually gonna launch it and see what happens. It's definitely still peeling them out, and I think it's literally because it's just so cold. But we're at 14 PSI, now the tires are somewhat more warm. Once these cars go by, let's see if launch control is still broken. Launch control is definitely not broken that time, but I think it's just too cold. I really think it's just too cold. We're gonna put more PSI back into the tires, then go see how these wheels feel on like driving around a lake real quick. But I don't really expect much of a difference. These are literally just tires on drugs because now they just hook a lot better. I'm gonna go second gear. Okay, we hooked that entire time. I am not used to feeling that. That actually felt really freaking good. From a dead stop, we're still peeling them out either way. Maybe if it's summertime, it'll actually hook a little bit better, but this is like a non-prepped surface. Oh, let's do that again. Yup. These were the move. That feeling, like it made this car feel so much faster. Now that we can hook, oh boy. But we are gonna put more PSI back in the tires because if we're not doing street hits, there's no point in having them so low. put PSI back in, bring it up, and then go drive around and go home. And I have some special news to tell you when we get back. Almost there. Car handles exactly how it used to, actually better. I don't know why I thought having beadlocks would make it not handle as good. Obviously, if we were running 15 PSI, it wouldn't. But at the correct PSI, it still feels really good. This car is gonna be so freaking fast with a new turbo in it. Like stupid fast. And the sounds we're gonna get. All right, we got a nice little straightaway right here. Let's hit it. And then get this car back home. I love this car. Now, if you want your own set of SNCal Motorsport wheels or beadlocks, or both, like what we're running, use code Jake Schnatter at checkout to get 5% off. And believe me, they are worth it. And they actually came pretty freaking fast, especially with custom specs. Well, there you have it. The new look for the Supra. And don't worry, these are not going away. I'm not gonna sell them. These will be the certified winter set of wheels. And now the car needs a good wash. But now on to the good news before we end off this video. Today, I wired the money for the Huracan's twin turbo kit. That's right. The twin turbo kit for the Huracan is getting built now. They just needed me to put all the money down. That way they could then start on the kit, which means ordering the turbos, the intercoolers, everything. And then I also bought a 1016 rear bumper for the car. And that is getting sent to the twin turbo kit company because they are going to build my twin turbo kit to fit perfectly in the center of that bumper so that we have a center exit exhaust that works with that bumper. I was already gonna run that bumper to begin with, so I figured I might as well order it now and make the kit work perfectly, because the last thing I want is the company to guess and then the pipes don't fit out the bumper correctly. So yeah, Huracan 900 wheel horsepower coming a lot sooner than you think. And then as for this car, port injection is in the house, going to get that ready to be put into this car, and interior mod might be on the way as well. So stay tuned. This car is only getting started. And as for these two, the old motor from this car just got shipped out today. A lot of stuff's happening today. And then I ordered new rear tires for this car today. That way it has fresh tires for the winner of this car when we do the giveaway. And a paint correction is happening on this car on Monday. So yeah, and also another thing came for this car that I guess I showed Snapchat, so I'll tell you. Turbos are here for this car. So we're gonna do upgraded turbos on this motor while our 4N motor is getting built. So a lot is happening, and it's happening in such a short time. But with that being said, I think that's gonna be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and the bell. Thank you so much to SNCal Motorsport. And like I said earlier, if you want your own set of wheels, use code Jake Schnatter to get 5% off your own set. I'll see you guys next time. Drive safe.